Hello, Millennium Community. How are you? It is episode 166 of Time Out Tuesday, and I'm coming to you for the 166th straight week. So we are neck deep in a whole bunch of different projects right now. From the dojo's perspective, our primary objective right now is putting a whole bunch of systems and procedures in place as we get a little bit closer to opening up for our in-person classes for the first time in 12 months. I'm very excited about that. We've already resumed doing our outdoor classes, and it's just great to see everybody, great to be in the same proverbial room with everybody. I'd love to say see everybody's smiling faces, but everybody's still wearing masks. But nonetheless, there's just something about being in the same area, working out with people, that just supersedes the online classes that we've been doing for the last year. But with that said, we also have other things going on, and we can't really stop the train. So one of the biggest things that we've got going on right now, and we're very proud of this, we always are, we have 4 students that are less than 10 days away now from their first degree black belt exam. They've been working like dogs. They've been, in some cases, they've held their current rank for well over a year, practicing, refining, getting much better at understanding everything about their training so that they can demonstrate to us that they are ready for this very important rank, this rank that we call a Master of the Basics of Karate, a Master of the Basics in Karate. It's a gigantic stepping stone for people. Many people start karate, but very few people make it this far. And we're very excited for them. And we put a lot of time and effort into making sure that their test is going to be a very valuable and worthwhile experience, that they're going to feel really good about it. And they're going to demonstrate their proficiency and their understanding of the intricacies of what we've been teaching them for many years. And that really is the culmination of something that we do from a very early time in someone's training at the school. We don't just want everyone to memorize and imitate what we're doing. I mean, certainly there's a component of memorization and imitation as we're teaching people martial arts, but we want them to really have an understanding about what they're doing. And one of the things that we teach throughout their training is we ask them to learn, memorize, but understand 2 things. One is something called the guiding principles of karate, which really talks. The dojo kuns, which are really sort of like rules to live by, about being honest and being sincere, being demonstrating perseverance and respect. But then there are the 10 guiding principles of karate, and we ask our students to learn them throughout their training, so that they've got a basis for what they're learning, why they're learning, and how they should be looking at what they're learning. And the very first guiding principle when someone first starts taking karate is, it says, when you enter a school and ask to be taught, you should be submissive, you should be free of prejudices, accept all of the teachings, because you don't really know any better at this point. So leave your prejudices at the door and don't develop any bad habits by bringing in things that you thought were the way things should be until you more fully understand them. And then we learn another 8 guiding principles along the way through your training. And by the time they're up to right around now, they also learn the 10th guiding principle, which is almost the polar opposite of number 1. The 10th guiding principle says, hey, you got to ask questions freely now, because you need to strive to understand what you're learning. And we train our students throughout their class time with us, from white belt all the way up, that they should be thinking about what they're doing and understanding the why. Why are we doing something? How does it relate to other things that we do in our curriculum? When I first started taking martial arts, and really for about the first 7 or 8 years of my training, I was being trained by instructors that taught very differently. And they really taught in a silo, where we learned how to do our forms and practice our forms and perform our forms with detail. But then we learned separately how to do self-defense, and then we learned separately how to fight or spar with one another. And each one of those things were a separate and distinct component of the curriculum. But in our school and the way we teach, our philosophy is very different. We're teaching forms, traditional katas, passed down through hundreds of years, and those forms contain all of the elements of self-defense, movement, grappling, striking, defending, throwing, just pretty much every element of self-defense, including much of our kobudo, our weapon system. And we teach that these things are all one system, and that to really fully understand what you're doing, you want to understand how they relate. And the way we do that is by engaging our students in conversation. When we're demonstrating something, we show a movement, we demonstrate the purpose of it, and then we ask them, where do you think this came from? Where else in your curriculum do you find this? And generally when I ask a question like that, I've got an idea of what answer I'm looking for. But what always seems to blow me away, and this really happens from all ages up, is the ability of the students to see into our curriculum and draw out similarities between the move I'm showing them and numerous other things. Many times I didn't even consider them, but then when they point them out, I say, yeah, sure, that's definitely a great example. And even if it's not the best example, I just love the fact that they're digging in deep and really analyzing and trying to understand and be engaged in what they're learning to become an expert in the basics of karate. And that's something that's just part and parcel to how we teach, that we want our students to really understand what they're doing. We think that's going to give them a better ability to demonstrate, to elaborate on what they're doing, to try new things, and to be able to teach and share this with other students as they get up in rank. So this is just a major component of what we do. We want our students to strive to understand what you're doing, not just be a robot and imitate. So that's really it for Time Out Tuesday today. I'm going to get back to work preparing for our black belt exams and preparing for our reopening of in-person classes. Very exciting times for us. I look forward to 2021 being a very different experience than 2020. I wish everybody the best, safety and health. Peace.